Hi, I wanted to show you how you could create a live Google Meet that students cannot rejoin after they leave the meeting and you shut down the meeting, and they also cannot join the meeting until you start the meeting. So the way to do that is there's two ways. One is through a nickname meet and the other way is through a short URL. First, I'm going to show you how to create a nickname meet. There's actually a couple of ways. One of the ways you can do that is just go through Google Classroom. And if you're in Classroom, I want to mention once you choose your class, I just want to mention that if you go to your settings, there is a link here to turn on your Meet. I would not turn that on. Once you turn that on, the students can join this link at any time they want without supervision. So my recommendation would be not to turn on that link in your settings if you have been or if you know where it is. You can go to classwork and you can click on your Google Calendar. So if you're in Classroom, this is a great way to do it. And then you would just pick your time in your day, name it. I'm going to call it ELA Meet. And here, instead of picking conferencing, if you pick conferencing, what's going to happen is you're going to get a link. But that link is live for 90 days, and the students can continue to go on that link when you are not present. So instead of adding conferencing, you're just going to add a location. And in the location is where you're going to actually put the nickname that you have named the meet. And we're going to call this Meet Code. Students log on with a code. It's not actually called a nickname when they log on. So Meet Code, and you can name it anything you want. I'm going to name mine's ELA Team. And then here you must pick the classroom calendar that you want to share it with. And I want to share it with my 718 ELA class. And I'm going to say save. Once I say save, when students go onto their calendar, they're actually going to see it and it's going to have the Meet code in it. Now, it's important to note that neither for the teacher or the student are we able to go onto the Meet in this way. So you would have to either have it on your calendar that the meeting starts at 3 o'clock. If you're using Gmail, you'll get notifications and pop-ups letting you know that your meeting's going to start. So once right before your meeting starts, you're going just to go to your apps. You're going to go to Meet. You're going to say join or start a meeting, and you're just going to type in your code. Once you type in your code, you'll be asked to join. And once you join, your students will be able to join and you'll all be in the Meet together. It's important to know that after you join your meeting and you want to stop your meeting, that every student must exit the meeting before you shut down. If they're not listening and not exiting, there is a button. So if you click on their name, you'll see there's a button where you can just X them out of the meeting and then you can shut down. Once you shut down, students will no longer be able to rejoin your meeting. If you don't want to go through Classroom, you can also just go directly to your calendar and you would do exactly what we did now, and you would just set up your meeting directly from the calendar. And you would just go to add location. And again, this is going to be Meet code, ELA Team. And you're going to choose your calendar, and I want it to be for 718, but it could be for any Google Classroom that you have, and say save. And once again, if you look at the student's calendar, it is going to pop up on their calendar as well. You can also go directly to your calendar and you can schedule a nickname meet for anybody, not just a Google Classroom. So if you wanted to do that, let's just say it's a team meeting. We're just going to call it that team. And it's going to go on my personal calendar at this point because I'm setting up a meeting with somebody. I'm not actually going to my classroom to set it up. So team meeting, I'm going to nickname it. This one, add location, my nickname is going to be team. And here I'm going to go to more options. And this is where I'd want to invite. So right here where it says add guest, I would want to put the teacher's email addresses here. It will send them an email notification and will also be added to their calendar. You can also do this for students at Barnes, but if you do it for a student, note they will not get an email. They will just get a calendar notification. And then you would say save. And the Meet code would be here, team. Another way that you could set up a Google Meet is you can use a short URL. So in order to do that, you would just go to your Meet. And you would say join or start a meeting, and you would just put your nickname in and say continue. And once you get this link here, you're going to copy it, Control C. You're going to go to your URL shortener. Now, that could be anything that you choose. There's many of them. Right now, I'm using short URL. I'm going to paste the hyperlink here. I'm going to say shorten. And now I have a totally different named link. I'm going to copy that, Control C. And this is where you could send it in an email to parents or to students or to friends, whoever it is you want to send it to. This URL is only good for one meet. So as soon as you leave the meeting, it's the same concept. I could also do it through my calendar. And let's say it's for a team meeting, or let's say it's for my ELA class. I want to send them a link as opposed to just giving them a nickname. And so here, once again, I would do the same thing, add location, and I would say meet link. I would paste the link, press enter. I would also just add it in the description, Control V, enter. And here I would pick my class. If it's not a class, I would leave my name there, but I'm going to pick 718 ELA. I'm going to say save. Remember, if you wanted to send this link to specific individuals, you could add them here if it's not for your class. I'm not going to do that. I want it to be for my ELA class. As you see, it's right here. So I'm going to say save. And now when I click here, I can join my classroom through this short URL. So it's going to take me to my Meet. And my students can also, from their calendar, they can click on and they can click on this short URL and it'll take them to the classroom. The same concept applies for if you don't want to do it, if you can do a short URL, and also you can go to this Meet right here and actually just copy this URL and paste it into your calendar the same way. And that would also create a Meet that students cannot rejoin after you have left the classroom. But the two ways that are recommended is a nickname Meet, and the second way is the short URL. All of these can be emailed to parents, or they can just be pasted into your Google Calendar. I hope this was helpful.